If you haven't already, please silence your cell phones also. With that, may we have a roll call?
Councilmember Hall.
Present.
Councilmember Moeller.
Here.
Councilmember Dornbecker.
Here.
Vice Mayor Chilton.
Present.
Mayor Dunbar.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have only one item on today's agenda. Is there a motion to adopt today's agenda?
Move to adopt the agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. That's unanimous. Next up, as we always do, we invite public comment on anything that's not about today's item. So if anyone would like to bring anything else up, now would be the time. So seeing no one move forward, we'll move right on to our one item, item 6A, Consolidated General Municipal Election of November 6th, consideration of adoption of appointing the two nominated candidate, or not, the two candidates, Marjorie Moeller and Louis Chilton, and canceling the November 6th election. Staff report?
Yes, Honorable Mayor, Council, the town clerk and I will try to briefly explain the circumstances here, and I do want to point out that the action being proposed today is a very unique event. What we are talking about here comes as a result of the nomination period for the office of council member generating 2 seats, and we have 2 openings. So therefore, what you have is no need for an election because of the nomination process resulting in 2 candidates for 2 seats. In this particular case, they are 2 incumbents, but it would make no difference legally. There has been a question as to term of office and when that would start, and it doesn't until the term actually ends. So that would be back in our more typical November, December start. So the action before you is an option of the council. The option to cancel the election would save the town approximately $5,000 to $8,000 by not having to go through all and incur all of the election costs. But it is something the council does have the option to continue with the election. So it's there for the council's consideration. Michelle and I have learned an awful lot about election code, especially as it relates to cancellation and following all the various procedures. And we have also spent a considerable amount of time in consultation with the town attorney to make sure everything is appropriate. And the 3 of us are comfortable that everything has been confirmed in accordance with state law. And I will also point out that while it's not necessarily the best for civic engagement to have a lack of candidates for office, state law has a procedure that's very well outlined for when these circumstances result. And we are not the only local community. The city of St. Helena actually has the same number of candidates for office for council, 1 incumbent, 1 nominated individual. And the city of Seal Beach has a similar circumstance to us with all of the incumbents and no candidates. So while it's a rare situation, and in our case it's the first, we haven't been able to confirm another situation in Yountville's history where there's been an uncontested race. So with that, Michelle and I are here available to answer any questions you might have, and it really is a council policy discretion at your discretion, a council policy determination at your discretion as to whether to cancel the election or not. The fiscal conservative in me would opt for one, but it's really a council policy discretion, and your staff will implement either direction.
Okay, thank you. Questions about the staff report or questions of staff? I wanted to share 2 questions, one of my own and one asked of me by a couple members of our community. My question, or actually it's more of a clarification, could you please just confirm for the folks here today as well as the general public, this does not mean people will not be receiving their ballots for everything else that's related to November. This is purely our one item.
That's correct. And actually, if I may expand upon that, the only reason we're able to cancel the election is we only have, we're canceling the Yountville election for council. If we had a ballot proposition or a mayor's race and they were contested, then Yountville would not be able to cancel the election, if that makes sense.
And there is still a county
We are-
measure. There's
right.
still
All
obviously
of the-
national elections.
All of the county, all of the national measures, supervisorial, all of those various things that we're not, there's no election, it's just there is no Yountville council member election.
And the other question I wanted to pass along is the impact this would have, in a sense, essentially it would cancel any potential write-in possibility for someone that by us appointing, that would eliminate the election entirely. If we did not cancel it, then there would be the possibility of somebody running as a write-in candidate.
If you did not cancel the election, all election code or rules or, the timeline that takes place would proceed as it normally would. By canceling the election, if the council chooses to do that, it directs the clerk not to accept any write-in candidates, and there is a specified timeline in the election code for write-ins, which would have started September 10th if you do not adopt the resolution to appoint and cancel.
So that window already opened.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, you
but
said
it-
September.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
it's
okay.
September 10th, so if you do not appoint and cancel the election, those normal election guidelines and standards would
Right.
stay in place.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, seeing no other questions from council, I'll invite anybody here in the public that has a question about this. If there's a concern that we haven't thought of, or you have any questions, or even just a comment, I invite you to come up and offer that right now. Anyone? Anyone want to be first? Anyone want to say anything? Now is your chance. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, just to listen. With that, let's have council discussion and potential action. Is there any discussion to be had? Councilmember Dornbecker.
The one thing that I think is sort of problematic is the interaction with the community. I think that the candidate forums that I went through during the process when I was running for council were a very important step, and I'm so, so that's I think, I don't know whether it's a missed opportunity, but an opportunity to interact with our residents. That would have been good, but nonetheless, I'm a firm believer in dealing with reality.
I'll make a motion to reality then. If there's no further discussion. I'll make a motion to consider adoption of Resolution 3052-12, providing the appointment of Marjorie Muller and Louis Chilton, who have been nominated for the offices of councilmember of the town of Yountville, that were to be elected on Tuesday, November 6, 2012, and cancel said election.
I'll second.
Okay, may we have a roll call vote for that, please?
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilmember Moeller,
Yes.
Councilmember Dornbecker,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chilton,
Yes.
Mayor Dunbar.
Yes. So, with that unanimous approval, we will cancel the election as it pertains to the Yountville Town Council on November 6th of 2012, and we will unanimously appoint incumbent Vice Mayor Chilton, whose vice mayor's status will still need to be reappointed or reconsidered in November.
By the newly constituted council, which will look
Of
a lot
us.
like the current constituted council.
We'll be
But
sure to,
it is a
we'll be sure to
legal,
wear something different.
right, it is a legal distinction that you will be the 2012 council, not the current.
Right, and then also Councilmember Moeller, so congratulations to both Councilmember Moeller and Vice Mayor Chilton for staying. And also, I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of the council for continuing your willingness to serve the community, so thank you all very much.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming. Now you may applaud. Go ahead, go ahead. See what happens, you wait a few minutes and you miss everything. We have only one other item to deal with this afternoon, and that is adjournment. Just a reminder, I know, sorry, folks, the timing is such, but we have already previously canceled our September 3rd regular council meeting due to the Labor Day holiday, so our next meeting would be on Tuesday, September 18th at 6 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn to that time and date?
Move to adjourn to our next regularly scheduled council meeting on September 18th at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is approved. Thank you very much.